You know what? I was inspired to do this video by something that I had seen and heard about that went down last week about, sometimes people trying to, you know, um, basically trying to bring notoriety to themselves by trying to bring down somebody else. Um, but you know, you have to ask questions about certain people. And after a certain after a certain time, you got to start looking at this person. You got to start looking at the source. And a lot of times we don't look at the source, where it's coming from, who it's coming from, and what is the current situation and what was the past situation. We have to put that all together. We have to mix and blend that in when we're making an assessment of something. But like I said, I was inspired to do this video based off something that I seen, and I want to give the guys props for shutting this down and shutting it down immediately, because you have to watch certain things. You have to watch certain tactics, in particularly of a woman. And I want to say this video isn't a bashing video of black women, because there's people um in other communities that do this as well. But I have to really specifically focus on my community because I'm trying to help my community. At the end of the day, we got to start having these conversations. You know, we can't fix the damage that's been done to our community if we don't have certain conversations about certain topics. Because in our community, we want to ignore certain things. So we don't want to have certain conversations about certain subjects because it could be too toxic, it could be too explosive, too controversial. You know, we want to play that role. Oh, it doesn't happen to us, or it doesn't happen in our community. You know, but like I said, it happens to us and it happens in our community, and we got to have certain and common. You know what I'm saying? Dialect. We have to. Can't be random. It's got to be on a regular basis. We got to have these kind of conversations, because how are we going to fix our community if we don't want to talk about certain things, no matter how painful they could be? But I just seen something and I decided to talk about this. One of the things that I have to say that I'm kind of getting sick and tired of, that I'm seeing in my community, especially upon black women, they play this deadbeat daddy game. You know, they love to play the deadbeat daddy game. They want to play the victim is his fault. You know what I'm saying? It's never my fault that I may have 4 kids by 4 different men, or I got 3 kids by the same man, or I got 4 kids by the same man, but he don't take care of his kids. He a deadbeat daddy. He a loser. He this, he that. Well, here's the thing. I'm not always buying that. Because like I said, I don't believe all women. I'm not buying that all the time when I hear a woman say, oh, he's a deadbeat daddy, or my kid's father, or my kid's fathers don't do right by them. You know, at the end of the day, it's funny how women, in particularly black women in our community, they want to judge everybody. They want to judge black men. They want to say whatever they want to say to black men, but they don't want nobody to say anything to them. They're unapproachable, and you can't have a conversation with them. And when you do try to have a conversation with them, they try to dismiss you and try to blow you off, or try to cut you off, or try to talk over you, which you ain't gonna do to me. They treat a lot of black men as if their opinion doesn't matter. But then again, they've been conditioned in society to believe that our opinion doesn't matter, that they are the man and the woman in the relationship. Maybe that's why a lot of them subliminally don't have a problem when they see black men wearing dresses. Maybe that's why they defend black men for wearing dresses, because they secretly, that's how they think. Because they think psychologically that they're the ones that should be wearing the pants, and self-consciously they're the ones in the suit and tie, and it's the man in the dress. For real. We all know it's been a plot to feminize and masculinize the black man, bitch up the black man, and particularly with the assistance of a lot of these, black men in Hollywood and the movies, raising their hand to put on dresses and try to play this, masculinity doesn't mean you wearing a suit and tie. Well, so okay, nice try. But that subject is for, I don't want to get off subject, but I want to stick to this whole stigma that they love to put on black men, the so-called deadbeat daddy. And like I said, I wish black women would take accountability and look in the mirror and stop always blaming black men. But like I said, you've been conditioned and made to believe that nothing is ever your fault. Because certain people in society have told you that you are better than black men, and black men are beneath you and they don't deserve respect. And then to a certain degree, black men have been conditioned to be, well, only to be aggressive towards other black men and respond aggressively to only black men. We've been taught if somebody that don't look like us harm us or do something to us, turn the other cheek, forgive them, and move on. But if somebody that looks like us do something, attack, kill, hurt, bring the pain. This is fact. But I see this thing in our community when it comes to children. You have a black woman saying, he don't do right by his kids. He ain't paying child support. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. He's a deadbeat daddy. But my question is, if that's the case, why did you choose to keep having kids by a man? Why did you choose to have not one, not two, but three, or even four? But then you'll say he's not a good father. Okay, well, why'd you keep having children by him? Why'd you keep letting him impregnate you? So what you thought when it didn't work with baby number one, baby number two would change it? Or how about baby number three? Or how about baby number four? Is that what you think? More kids, more responsibility, the better the chance that would make him mature, change, right? That doesn't make any kind of sense. When you learn after baby number one, or even baby number two, best, worst case scenario, maybe I shouldn't have kids by this dude. Maybe I should stop having kids by this dude. Or maybe I shouldn't have another baby by this dude. You see that a lot. You see these people that are go on these shows and try to smear somebody's name and say, hey, this dude ain't doing right by his kids, and he needs to do this, he needs to do that. And then a lot of times when you talk to the man, it's totally different version than what the woman is saying. And then if you are a woman that have, multiple kids by multiple men, okay, why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep having babies and kids by different men? Why do you have 4 kids by 4 different men? But you don't want nobody to judge you, but you got something, but you judging the fathers. And if you got 4 baby daddies, 4 different fathers of your children, and they all not taking care of the children, either it's something you done did, or I mean, at the same time, maybe it's something you didn't. Maybe it's something you did. You have to look at yourself. you are a repeat offender. It's just like the jail system. I mean, if you keep getting arrested for the same crime, then eventually you have to accept the fact that you are what they're telling you you are in court. I mean, if you keep getting assault cases, you're considered a violent person. How many times you got to be arrested for assault before you considered a violent person? So the same rules apply. If you keep having kids by multiple men, you got to look at yourself and ask yourself, why do I keep doing this? And then you decide, okay, and then when you finally decide to stop, you stuck with 4 kids, and then you may possibly want another man to come in there and help pitch in or take over or resume responsibilities for what the 4 previous men didn't do. So this is what I'm saying. When is you going to start looking at yourself? When is you going to start taking accountability and saying, what am I doing? How did I end up in this situation? So like I said, if you got like, you know, a whole bunch of kids by the same dude, but then you said he a deadbeat daddy or he ain't doing right by the kid, well, why the fuck you keep having kids by him? For real. Oh, well, it's his fault. He tricked me. How he trick you? He wasn't who I thought he was. Well, wouldn't you know that by the third baby? That's cap. It's bullshit. And this is the reason why we keep repeating this cycle. Because women are told and made to believe, in particularly in our community, that they don't have to take accountability no matter what the situation is. It is always the man's fault. And that's a motherfucking lie. You're fucking delusional. That's not logical. That doesn't make sense. And if another woman tells you that it's the dude's fault and not yours, and that you need to blame them and only them, then something is wrong with her, and that bitch is lying. And she a lying bitch. Where do we draw the line? That's all I'm asking. You can't keep sitting up here saying that it's this dude's fault or that dude's fault or the dude after that's fault when you keep doing it. So you need to look at yourself. Real talk. We don't believe you. You got too many people. Or should I say you got too many baby daddies. Or you done had too many kids by the same dude that you is trying to you done had too many kids by the same dude that you are trying to say is not doing right by his kids. A lot of times it's always something behind it. Just keeping it real. Stop the cap. Stop the bullshit. Just saying, black women, it's time for y'all to start taking accountability and looking at yourselves and asking, what am I doing to keep putting myself in this situation? That's real talk. It's your boy Town Biz, man. I'm out.